Welcome to 1,000 Mile Coffee. You're riding with Jason
and David.
This time on today's episode, we're just going to talk about trucks. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
We already give you most of the educational stuff that we give, so
right.
we're going into...
And I know that there's stuff that we forgot on the educational, because, I mean, there's so much to talk about, and we've only done it in such a little time here.
Exactly. So, again, please comment anything that you believe we have missed.
Yeah, let us know if you think we missed something. Seriously.
Exactly. I've only got a little over 7 years experience. You've got just under me, about around 6.
Yeah, right at this October 15th will be my 6th.
Last month for me was...
Yeah, it'd be my 6th year.
May for me was 7 years. Again...
We don't know it all. I mean, you know... But you better let us know. But anyway, we want to talk about
different trucks and everything else. A little
perks,
bit different.
pros, cons, what we like. You know, let us know what you like.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with the.
Let's start off with what was the first truck you drove. We're not going to count trucking school. Let's go with the company you started with. What was the truck? What was your first truck?
Freightliner Cascadia.
It was not a Cascadia.
Yeah, no, well, you're right. You're right. It was a Columbia. My first one was a Columbia. Everybody in the class got Cascadias, or I say in the class, in the orientation got Cascadias. 2 of us got Columbias. I was one of them. The other one complained and whined and cried because he didn't want a Columbia. He wanted that pretty Cascadia. And I think he had to ride like 4 hours to go pick up a truck. Mine was on the yard. I got in the truck and went home. I didn't care.
Exactly. No.
And to this day, I really still don't care. I mean, I like certain trucks, but I'm not the one paying for them, you know. So, right? Hey, bud, you can all you want, but it's the truth. I'm not the one paying for it. So.
I know you're not the one paying for it, but at the same time, I'm not paying for it. But this is the point. You still have preferences from truck to truck.
Right. Oh, dude, I love my 680. Yeah, that's what I'm in now is a Kenworth T680. I love that truck, other than the fact it's an automatic. But, you know, that's just my preference.
See, again, there's the preference.
That's my preference. There ain't nothing wrong with the automatic. It runs fine. It does fine. But I prefer a manual.
Now, the one thing that I can say is I did start off at a Freightliner Cascadia. I liked it. I know a lot of guys are going to sit there and bash it as it's a fleet truck, because it is. Mm-hmm. The Freightliner Cascadia is a fleet truck.
Very much so.
But they're reliable, they're cheap, and with the
ding, ding, ding. That was the answer right there for fleet trucks. They're cheap.
Reliable, cheap. They're a dime a dozen on replacement parts.
Yep. And they're roomy. They are roomy as crap inside.
Dude. We're not exactly with the 72-inch freaking condo sleeper, you could sprawl out in there and be comfortable.
You know, I don't know what the size sleeper is on my 680, but I think it's equivalent. And out of every truck I've been in, the 680 has the most comparable sleeper to a Cascadia size-wise.
Exactly. I would have to say that.
Yeah, then, let's see, then I've driven the Freightliners. I had a Cascadia, Columbia, Century, Coronado, International ProStar. Now I'm in this 680. There's one more I'm forgetting. Oh, and that T600 that I blew the engine up in.
You only drove that for like 2 days. So.
3 days.
3 days.
Yep. 3 days riding up the road and went to pass somebody and got in the fuel, and that whole truck started shimmy, shaking, rolling so much coal that I couldn't see nothing behind me, shut off, and there it was.
If I'm not mistaken, you said it was white smoke. You had it looking like Cheech.
Oh, no, it was black.
Oh, it was black?
It was black smoke.
I thought you said, I remember you telling me it was white smoke.
No, it was
you
black
said
smoke.
It would look like Cheech and Chong were riding behind you.
Well, it was black smoke, I promise you.
My
Either way, it ended up being, I think, the push rod got bent.
That's not surprising. That's an issue we had before with that truck.
Yeah, and that truck, I don't even know how old that truck was. But either way.
That truck was a 1997.
97.
It's a 97 T600 with an N14 red top. I spent some time behind the wheel of that truck. I enjoyed her.
You drove that truck for a long time.
I did. But she ran good. She'd pull anything you put behind her, but...
Okay, well, let me ask you this, David. What I'm not going to say how many trucks have you driven, but
I was about to say,
trucks? Because we know there for a while
I was bouncing from company to company.
About every 6 months he was changing companies for a good while. But either way, what trucks have you drove the most of?
Drove the most of?
Well, in general, what trucks have you driven?
Freightliners. But let's see here. Started off with the Cascadia. When I was teaming, I was at a ProStar. Then when I went to solo, I did Cascadia. Then went to a company. I was driving a Volvo, which out of every truck, Volvos is kind of my personal favorite. Because Volvos are good trucks. Don't get me wrong. Volvos are good trucks. I just didn't like it because
there's ain't no room in them.
There's not much room, and I guess the best way to word it, they're not fat man friendly.
Right, they're really not. However, I will say, though, that Volvos will turn on a dime, dude.
Oh, they'll turn on a dime, give you 11 cents change.
I come out of that Coronado here when mine was being worked on, and they put me in the yellow Volvo that we had. And I went to make the turn the first time, and I said, overshot it. Dude, backing up, back into a door was
that was the
comical.
One thing I will say. That driving that truck, that was the one thing I did like about that truck it was fairly easy to turn around.
Yeah, it was ridiculously comical watching me trying to back that truck.
ProStar Freightliner. Then I went to a Volvo. Then I went and I came to work here, and I drove Columbia for a little bit, another Columbia. Then I got on the boss's good side by pretty much proving that, hey, I'm not.
You did it to me, so I'm going to do it to you.
I ain't going to say anything. I got on the boss's good side, and I never driven a hood before. I told him I never driven a hood. I never driven a hood, never driven a 13. Anything I'd driven were all 10 speeds. He's like, you ever driven a 13 speed? No. You ever driven a long hood? No. All right, good. Take this truck around the block real quick, show that you can drive it, and I need you to be in Pennsylvania tomorrow morning.
That was that red one, right? That was that red one, right?
Yeah, that was a red 389 long hood. That was the boss's personal truck. And I'm sitting here looking at him going, help. I was like, okay, I'm just learning this truck. Take it easy. Where's he sending me? The one place you've gone to in PA.
Oh, Ivyland?
Ivyland.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I've got a video. I've got a video describing how this place is. So we will at the end of this video we'll pop that up there so you can kind of see when we're done. With the truck backed into the dock, with the trailer backed into the dock, your truck is still almost at a perfect 90 because there is a concrete jersey wall blocking a tree so you don't hit it. That place is ridiculously tight, and that was with my 680. I can only imagine.
Yeah, that was my first delivery with that truck. I caught him everything but my boss after that delivery.
Take it easy, man. Don't send me no place real tight. Here, go to Ivyland.
But I made the delivery, did not screw up the truck, and he said, you see, I contemplated hurting him, but at the same time, he was my boss, but we're getting a little off topic here.
You know what? I'm going to say this. No matter what truck you drive, there are times that it just can't be done. It's that simple. There ain't enough room. I mean,
exactly.
It just ain't going to be enough room. But just take your time. Give it a shot. You never know. You might make it in. But still, you just got to take your time to get it done. And I don't care if it takes you 45 minutes to hit that dock. As long as you don't tear nothing up, that's a win. Exactly.
Let's see here. Cascadia, then another Cascadia. I've driven a lot of Cascadias. Then came back here, did the T6 for a while. Then another Cascadia. Then came back here, did the T6 till you blew it up. Or he got me that Coronado because the motor needed to be rebuilt. I was driving that Coronado for a while. Loved that truck. Enjoyed it gratefully. But she wasn't she needed to go to AA because she was a little bit of a heavy drinker.
Yeah, fuel mileage in them Coronados were not the best.
She got maybe 5.5.
You know, the Coronado I had here was a 13 speed, and I got About 6.5 in it was my average. But then, and that was only because of the 13 speed.
Yeah, then you're
but the DEF, we had a lot of DEF issues, and because of having the DEF issues, the fuel mileage dropped to like 4.5 miles a gallon.
Yeah, but now I'm at a 680 also, which it's not bad. It's not my personal favorite truck, as is currently sitting in our shop right now getting fixed again.
Well, you know,
truck-wise, I love my Freightliners. I love Kenworth, Peterbilt. All of them, I have no problem. Now, each one, they do have their lemons out of every truck.
Mm-hmm.
T2000. Sorry.
the hell?
I am sorry. The Kenworth T2000 looks like the Stay Puft.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with the truck. There's nothing wrong with the truck other than the fact that you don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that? What? That's a personal.
Again, personal preference.
But what I'm saying is, mechanically, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, mechanically, they're fine.
Right.
So, if we want to go off just mechanically sound, then shall we bring up the Freightliner Mercedes-Benz engines?
I don't know anything about them. So
exactly. You're not missing much.
Well, I mean, I can't talk intelligently about it because I don't know anything about them.
Paperweights.
So essentially, the International Max Force.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The Max Force motor.
But they're still not being made.
Yeah, the Max Force motor is, in my opinion, is only good as a boat anchor. But that's.
Well, I mean, that was the problem. The International Max Force motor was not supposed to be put into heavy semis.
I didn't know that.
When the International Max Force motor was made, it was designed originally by Caterpillar, which this is all online. You can search this for yourself. It's not some hidden trade secret that I'm about to get nuked out of the sky by somebody for this, but it was originally designed by Caterpillar. Caterpillar.
Well, hold on. What did you just say? Nuked out of the sky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, but the original design of the International Max Force was designed by Caterpillar, and Caterpillar sold the designs to International and pretty much said, "Don't mess with it. Don't mess with designs." And it's not designed to be in a semi truck. International messed with the designs, and it went into semi trucks. The International Max Force motor was originally designed to be put into school buses, your light business trucks, and boat motors. Those motors were originally not designed to handle the stress that a semi-truck engine does.
I thought you were about to sneeze.
No. And they weren't supposed to be put up to that much power and torque. They were supposed to stay at low torque, low power, and they would have been fine. The International Max Force, you get about maybe 1 out of every 4 is good. The other 3, the only way you can make them worth a damn is to flash the computer, to delete it, and rip out all the emissions components.
Which is illegal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
okay, well, hold on.
Illegal.
No, it ain't no illegal. Dude, it's illegal. If they catch you, that's a big ass fine, and then you got to put everything back.
$10,000.
I don't know what the fine is, but it ain't no illegal. It's illegal to do. It's illegal to delete one. But we're going to put a pin in this right here, and we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
How's everybody doing today? Jason here, 1,000 Mile Coffee. Just want to take a minute to tell you, when you're backing in somewhere, always pay attention to what you're doing. Take your time, be safe. I don't care how long it takes you, it can always be done. Well, for the most part. Give you an idea, there's my trailer, my truck, snowbank. It's all the room I had to work with. Not a whole lot. Took me 45 minutes, but I got it done. All I can say is pay attention to what you're doing, take your time. Stay safe, keep your breezy side down.